Completing the square. Okay, so first step in completing the square is to isolate our constant, which is this -7 over here. So I'm going to move it to the other side, creating x squared minus 12x equals +7, because I added it to both sides. Now what I want to do, and notice I left some space there, and that is on purpose, okay, because we're going to be putting something in there. I am going to take b over 2, and then I am going to square it. That's your complete the square step here. Now, b is always that number that is with your x value, because remember, in a quadratic, you have ax squared plus bx plus c. b is the number with x. So here, that's going to be -12 over 2, and then we're going to square it. So it's going to give us -6. -6 squared gives us 36. So I'm going to then add that to both sides, and that's where I'm going to put it in this space here. I'm going to also put it over here. Now, if you complete the square correctly, this should factor to a perfect square trinomial, meaning it's two of the same factors, and they're the same. So what multiplies to 36 adds to -12, x minus 6, x minus 6, which means we write it like this, x minus 6 squared. And then we do 7 plus 36, which is going to give us 43. Okay, then we're going to solve using the square root property, which means I would then undo the square by taking the square root here, and then I do both sides. So I go over here as well. Taking the square root to x minus 6 comes out of the parentheses, and this gives me plus or minus the square root of 43. At this point, I would then simplify the 43, but since 43 is prime, that's going to be simplified enough. Then I'm going to take this -6, and I am just going to tuck it over here, put it in front of my radical. So I'm going to get x equals 6 plus or minus 43.